So, I recently read an article called Weight Gain Prevention Identifying Theory Based Targets for Health Behavior Change in Young Adults. Uh, so, they studied the effects of behavior change on young adults to prevent weight gain. They studied 43 college students at least 18 years old, and the students couldn't participate if they had any eating disorders, depression, or chronic disease. They also couldn't participate if there were any health sciences major, uh, nutrition majors, or exercise science majors. And the study was done at Virginia Tech. So they gathered their data through a series of questionnaires and objective measures. They did a health belief survey, a 3-factor eating questionnaire, a theory, determinants of physical activity, and they also asked the college students to prioritize their activities. The objective measures they used were body weight, body composition, waist circumference, height, blood pressure, and cardiorespiratory fitness, which they measured through VO2 max. The students were also given a pedometer and a daily activities log to track their activity, any time they weren't active, and to track their food intake. So at the end of their study, they concluded that social cognitive theory-based interventions can significantly increase fruit, vegetable, and fiber consumption, physical activity, and prevent long-term weight gain. So some of the findings they had were 16% of the students were classified as overweight or having a BMI of greater than 25. Their average blood pressures were within normal limits, although sometimes the systolic blood pressure, or the top number of the blood pressure, was a little high at times. The body fatness was higher in females than males, which isn't surprising. Males consumed overall more calories per day, but both male and females got the same percentage of macronutrients, so the carbs, proteins, fruits and vegetables, fats, those groups are the macronutrients. And 73% of them had greater VO2 max or cardiorespiratory fitness level than even recommended by the ACSM guidelines. So they're all really cardiorespiratory fit. They also found through all their questionnaires and the logs that the students did that they spent about 5 hours a day doing sedentary activities like sleeping, watching TV, playing video games, that sort of thing. So there's potential for the study to have been better. The sample size again was 43. I am a strong believer that sample size should always be larger. The larger sample, the better, to rule out any outliers in the study and get a better idea of what the population is. Only students who lived on campus were studied, so if there were any commuting students or they weren't included in the study. Also, it didn't mention anything about if any of the students worked along with going to school, which would definitely play a difference in their eating habits and them feeling they have the time to participate in regular exercise, which go hand in hand. And also they could have used blood tests to measure their health. So they could have done a lipid panel to get their HDL, their LDL, cholesterols, total cholesterol. They could have done a screening for blood sugars. So it's the HbA1c blood test, which calculates an average blood glucose that you've had recently, which was a good determinant to find out if they were eating healthy, since a lot of college students tend to eat processed foods which are high in saturated fats and salts and sugars. So a couple of final thoughts. I finished the article and I thought it was refreshing to see a study that sees weight loss as being a behavior change and not just quick do this diet and you're going to lose weight. It's not that simple. It's a behavior change, a lifestyle change so it's good to see. And it was good to recognize that, it's different populations, need different strategies to help them to control their weight and to lose weight. Something the article mentioned that was, I knew kind of surprising. Did know that college students tend to gain weight rather quickly, but I didn't realize it was this much. So they mentioned it was about 7.3 pounds per month an average college student gains during their schoolwork years. And then just another thing to add, there is and this article made me think about this, myplate.gov, which is a new way that the government is presenting the food pyramid, which we're all familiar with. They've created what they call My Plate on Campus. So it's a campaign to help college students eat healthier and to get better food choices on campus. So to help control the whole weight loss, the weight issue, and try to encourage healthy students, so hopefully they pick up on these habits and continuing them once they graduate. So that is all I have.